And then we've got the final game today, 8 o'clock, which is Southampton versus Villa. Villa are one of my favourite teams to watch at the minute. I don't think a lot of teams are playing at their full capacity or really kicking on during the pandemic without the crowds there. I think a lot of managers may be taking advantage of that rather than the pressure of sort of free-flowing football. But Villa, with Grealish, with Barkley, with Ollie Watkins up front, are really enjoyable to watch. And every game I've watched so far, even Niall McGinn, has been absolute quality this season, and they deserve to be where they are, and they're getting good results. I see a report the other day that Jack Grealish is one of the best players to watch in the world currently, and I can't really say they're too wrong in regards to it. I don't want to overrate the player, but watching him glide on the ball, I don't think there's many players currently. You watch around the globe, you watch Spanish, Italian football. Grealish is up there at the minute, mate. He's absolutely up there. What are your thoughts in regards to the game today, Turk? Villa versus Southampton. Southampton at home.
I have to agree with you, mate. I think Villa, for me, they look good. We've got them Wednesday night, and I'm a little bit worried about that. If I'm honest with you, I think they look good going forward. Southampton have gone off the ball a little bit. And I think that, having said that, Villa lost me a few quid the other night when they lost to Burnley, but they've had a little blip as well. So for this particular game, I'm going to go for another draw, just because I think Southampton has still got something about them, and Villa, obviously from the blip from the other week, they're going to want to bounce back. But yeah, going back to what you said about Grealish as well, I think he is one of the players at the moment that stands out. I don't like some of the antics he does on the pitch, but it works for him. He's the most fouled player in the Premier League, I believe. And I see exactly why that is, because he runs, he drives, and he causes people problems. So for me, he's up there with the other 4 or 5 young English boys that we spoke about last week, pushing for a place in England. And I think at the minute he's at the top of it.
Yep. Yeah, totally. You've got James Maddison as well in a similar sort of position there, who's also doing really well. You got Dele Alli would have been there at one stage. You got Lingard who would have been there at one stage. So it seems like it's falling in his lap to be one of the premier players in the England squad. Pre, what's your thoughts on the game and Grealish as a whole?
Really, really looking forward to seeing the game tonight. I think both managers have done really good jobs. You've got a manager that's come over from Austria. Was he managing in Austria or Germany? I'm not too sure, but he's an Austrian manager. And Ralph's, after that Leicester City 9-1 game when when Leicester beat them, turn it around to where they are. They were top of the league a month or two ago, and they're still up there. They knocked Arsenal out of the FA Cup, the current holders. I've got a lot of time for Southampton. I can, But saying that, on the other side, you've got Villa, where you've got a manager, Dean Smith, lovely, lovely guy. Spoken to him a few times. He's done his hard graft coming up the lower leagues and earned the right to be managing here in the Premier League.
You see him all the time at Orient, and see how he's come from that stage. Yeah, he's
a proper good guy, mate. He's one of the good guys in football, And in regards to Jack Grealish, mate, one word to explain, describe how he plays. The boy plays with panache.
Yeah,
real panache. There's everything from it's a mad comparison, but like how David Ginola used to be.
Mate, I was just thinking that. Honestly, I was just thinking Ginola.
He's got the hair, the way he moves.
He's so marketable. He would be so marketable. He's got a distinctive look. He would be an advertiser's dream if he didn't get caught up in some of this.
But then that comes back to the stuff we were talking about before about young English players having a lot of money, lot of stardom. They're the biggest superstars in this country.
He has got better though. He has got better. You can tell he's more on it. Just in terms of.
But the thing is, though, he's going back to somebody like Diego Maradona. That's completely a different thing. We all know, we've seen the documentaries after he's passed away, or even before, and the lifestyles that he's lived. That made no effect to him what he was able to output on the pitch, and maybe Grealish has got a bit of gather about him where he can live both lives.
Yeah. I think the only reason he's probably got better is because we're on lockdown. I think if we weren't on lockdown, I think he'd still be having it.
I think he probably is still having it. But if you have a look at, I think that year in the Championship, 2 years in the Championship, really done him all sorts of favours, and it allowed him to grow in a team that was at the start really trying to find their feet in the Championship. And that second year, he kicked on and become the main sort of gel to that team.
He's become the boss.
He'd become the go-to man, and that's kind of what he's got to look at if he is going to move on. That if he goes to a United, if he goes to a Tottenham, he may not be that go-to man initially, but he's definitely got it about him currently, and I would be very surprised if a lot of the top teams weren't looking at him. There's only a few things
this season, mate. Ross Barkley playing alongside him, their chemistry playing with each other is like just different gravy, really, mate.
Yeah, 100%.
It bodes so well for England. I don't know if Gareth's going to be brave enough to put them both in the same team, but it bodes so well for England.
But everybody's known how much potential Ross Barkley has always had, but he's never been able to really crack on with it. You watch Ross Barkley, everything about him is the same sort of thing. He's got that panache about him. He's got that skill. He's got that ability. And hopefully this is him kicking on, really. We're playing alongside Grealish and having sort of Niall McGinn being the industrial geezer in behind, sort of running around and smashing players up in the air. Because
the Brazilian kid they've got there, man. He's doing so well.
Yeah, David Luiz, not David Luiz, David Luiz.
Yeah, it's Luiz. Yeah.
Douglas Luiz. That's it. Yeah. He's only young and he's in the Brazilian team as well now, so he's obviously getting noticed.
I think City are talking about maybe buying, because they bought him from City, didn't they? Doing like having a buyback clause, or
I didn't know that.
Exercising. They either bought him from City, or he has been at City in his career, and I think they see him as that perfect sort of number 6 to come in, because Fernandinho's leaving at the end of the season, I believe, to come in and partner Rodri or something along those lines,
Yeah, so going back to for 2 years, he was at City for 2 years.
I did not know that in the slightest. So news to me. Southampton versus Villa again. Just going back, the odds there: 7-4 Southampton, 13-5 being the draw, and then we've got Aston Villa at 11-8. So really tight. I think the draws, the draw again there is maybe standing out. You've got two teams there. You've got Southampton, who may be punching slightly above their weight, but you've got Danny Ings, who over the last 2 years has really brought him into sort of contention for the England squad. And as well as that, you've got Ollie Watkins up front for Aston Villa, who really must be watched at the minute because he's really pulling up trees there. What are we thinking in regards to predictions there, guys?
For me, I think I can see another draw. I like Watkins as well. I'm hearing rumours that Ings could be obviously on the move. I know that Spurs are interested, and one or two other clubs. I think if they're both on form, there's going to be goals in that game. So I'm actually going to go for a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I like watching Villa at the minute, because I think you're pretty much guaranteed the goals, even though the goalkeeper, Martinez, has been smashing it this year since signing from Arsenal, which must be gutting for the Arsenal fans.
But he was smashing it for them last season, mate.
Why would you let him go for £8 million then?
Yeah, so it's a weird one.
Yeah.
The German bloke's number 1 there, isn't it? So
yeah, he is. But then then they go and sign a backup goalkeeper that the fans are really down on. He comes in, he flaps a bit, and he's not. I think they've just signed
Matt Ryan from Brighton.
Yeah.
He was on the bench the other day straight away.
I quite like him. I quite like him as well. He's a shorter style goalkeeper, but I quite like Ryan. What's your predictions for Southampton versus Villa, Craig?
They lost their last league game against Arsenal. They won their FA Cup game before that. Villa lost to Burnley last game. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. Again, it could go either way. But this season, home advantage hasn't been what it's meant to be without the fans in the stadium and stuff like that. But I can see maybe a home run for Southampton today. Again, I see goals, so maybe a 2-1, but it'd be fun if it was a 3-2 or 4-3, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll say it once again. Villa probably the most entertaining team to watch in the league currently. They've got no hold back. They crack on. They try and score and outscore the opponent, which is nice to see. So yeah, that's about that, guys. Another one done. Another one in the can. Thanks for coming. We're going to get this up and live so everyone could sort of look at the odds and see where we're at, and really go from there. Up the Spurs.
Just quickly, tomorrow there's also a very big game, guys. And don't underestimate West Ham tomorrow afternoon. All right. 1-0 West Ham, Antonio. With that back four that Liverpool are going to be putting out, we're going to do what you guys couldn't do the other day. Anyway.
I tell you what, everyone was talking about how impressive Liverpool were against Tottenham. And I didn't really see it. I thought it was more Tottenham sitting back and allowing Liverpool to. I think they were getting frustrated. I thought it wasn't.
Probably goes with mistakes on it. Mistakes by individual players, mate.
Yeah.
I don't think Spurs really put a foot on hold on the game at all. I think even the starting lineup, having Doherty at left wing back, I just think it just all looked wrong. And I think that was your chance to really go for Liverpool because they were on a bad run, makeshift back four. But they didn't. And the minute that the early goal that got disallowed, after that it was pretty much all Liverpool. But I agree, it was possession based Liverpool, but I don't think they looked as good as everyone's made out. But look, we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward.
Good luck tomorrow.